morning. Good morning. We're here very bright. Not bright, the sun is not up yet, but very extremely early. Good morning to y'all. It's 5 a.m. where I'm at, so just going to, chill, wait for everybody to join. Y'all can drop y'all zodiac signs in the chat. We're doing first come, first serve. Yeah, I'm on here very, very early. Good morning. I'm going to be working on some members only content today. I'm going to do some readings later on this evening for the members so that y'all can see the content, get a little preview. As if you're not a member, it will still show up. And then, like, if the topic, interests you, then you can join as a member and see the content. Members also get the monthly questions. So you get a monthly, basically a private reading. So, y'all can do that. We are about to do some tarot. If you're new, I'm on here very, very early, so I know I don't see my regulars yet. They might be up. I don't know. They might be up. But drop your zodiac signs in the chat, and we're going to go in that order. In the order in which you guys drop your signs. I believe you're a Sag. Yeah, okay. You are a Sag. Cool. All right. We're gonna wait for people to join. It's early, guys. So I don't even know if y'all be up this early, child. We are on all the platforms. We're on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Okay, I am half asleep, but as more people join, I know I'm gonna wake up. So, all right, all we got so far is Sagittarius, y'all. Keep dropping your signs in the chat. We're gonna do general readings. So, whatever order in which y'all drop them in. Okay, Aries. Aries gonna be second today. Got Taurus. Y'all can also drop for your any moon and rising signs. Y'all can drop for that too. Or if you just want to be nosy, if you just want to be up in somebody's business, you can do that too. Thank you for the gift. Thank you. Good morning, y'all. I'll give it a few minutes. We got Sag, Aries, and Taurus. So keep dropping y'all signs in the chat. If you're watching on TikTok, I am live on YouTube. It will be saved on YouTube, time stamped. If you miss anything, it's going to be right there on YouTube. All right. You said let's do Virgo to get in their business. All right. Now, when I say that, y'all do want to give a disclaimer, okay? If they got other business and they reading, that's they reading. All right. So take it with a grain of salt. Everybody got their own little path. So don't be fussing. Talking about the tarot lady told you blah, 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 blah. You're a Cancer. We got Sag is going to be first. So far we got Sag, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer. All right. So we can get started, because I know it's early. So get y'all woken up. Everybody will wake up a little bit. Okay, I added Capricorn. Let's get the people, let's wake the people up a little bit. Let's get up, y'all. Get up, get up. All right. And then I have to go to the store and get school supplies. All right. Hi, y'all. Welcome. Come on in. Keep dropping signs in the chat. So far, we just have Sagittarius, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, and Capricorn. So we got about half of them, or we do have half of them. So the other half, don't forget to chime in. All right, we got a Libra. Each reading's going to be about 10 to 15 minutes, y'all. All right, Scorpio. So again, if you're on my TikTok, my YouTube is the same exact username. It is EeshUrHeartOut. All right, so you will be able to see it on there if you miss anything. We got Leo. All right, so far, okay. All right, there we go. There's the rest of the people. Okay. So we've got thank you. Thank you for the gift. All right, y'all. So I think let's see. I think we got everybody. Let me double check. Oh, it's only one missing. All right, so far we have Sag, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, Aquarius, and then Gemini will be last. So if there's any Geminis in the chat, come back around around 7 a.m. Okay, come back in about 2 hours for the Geminis because y'all last. All right, so again, each side, each reading is going to be about 10 to 15 minutes. If you're on TikTok, this is up on my YouTube. It's the same username. TikTokers don't get scammed. I'll never DM you guys for readings or for spell work or any of that other crazy shit that they're going to try to say on TikTok, okay? As the page grows, it will be scam pages. I'm not ever going to DM y'all. It's not because I don't like you. It's just that way you know it's not me. Welcome, Dom Couture. All right, y'all. So we're going to get started. Again, the order is Sag, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini. I am half asleep. It is 5 a.m. where I'm at. So let's get started. If I sound a little drowsy, it's because I'm sleepy. All right, y'all. Welcome. If you're new here, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you follow, all that good stuff. I appreciate y'all for tuning in this morning. Let me move my little charger cord. All right, Sagittarius. What is the center of the reading for the Sagittarius is? What's the center of the reading, Sagittarius, for you guys? Most important situation. Okay, inspiration. All right, so in this situation, I feel like it is an Aquarius. All right, you're dealing with an Aquarius or you have Aquarius placements. All right, something can be inspiring. All right, that is literally what the card is about, but just the way I read, I associate that with an Aquarius energy. All right, what's your current energy, Sagittarius is? Oh, interesting. So just so y'all know, these are two decks together. This is the Hip Hop Oracle deck, but it is two of them, and I like to confirm. So you right now, your energy, you're coming out as an Aquarius energy to me. There's a couple ways I could read this. Sagittarius, naturally you have Aquarius in your third house. That is the house of communication. Little side note, I will be doing some astrology type videos on my YouTube. Anywho, but you know, Aquarius naturally falls in your third house of communication. So something that you could be saying today can be inspirational. You could be doing this with people that are around you in your neighborhood, co-workers, friends, things like that. But you are inspiring somebody. I feel like too, you can be reaching a larger group of people than normal, no matter what you do, right? So even at your 9 to 5, you are like, people are probably, you know, mentioning your work, things like that, but we're going to continue. All right, so what are you inspiring people to do here? So you're coming out as an inspiration. You're inspiring people to have a perspective on creativity. Okay, what are you doing? All right, what are you doing to inspire this? People, you're giving people a certain perspective on what it means to be creative, all right, or innovative. All right, what are you doing to inspire this? You're resisting. Okay, what are you resisting? You're pulling a lot of doubles. All right, you're resisting going with the flow. You're resisting people or you're resisting situations that don't allow you to experiment or don't allow you to understand other ways of doing something. So if there's a scenario where somebody else doesn't want to go with the flow or doesn't want to like experiment with other ways of doing things, you don't want to be around that. And it's kind of like people who are not willing to get other information or new information or look to new sources, look to new resources, you're kind of holding back from that energy. It's like, okay, if you're not able to be experimental or at least open your eyes and see different avenues of which you can create something, I don't want to be a part of that. It's kind of what I'm getting. All right, but you're inspiring people to see a perspective on literally creativity or being innovative. Okay, how do people view innovation? Let's see. And then we're going to see what other energy you should be in. Okay, they view it as something that's peaceful or calm or like tranquil. I also feel like they look at it as something that brings balance to what? They feel like something brings them peace of mind. Okay. So they feel like it brings balance to having to do other things with possibly children, teaching, anything that they do at work and things of that nature. Okay, so what other energy should you be in here? Let's see. What other energy should you be in? Yourself. Okay, so right now, let's remember you are coming out as an Aquarius energy. We're going to clarify that, but you have respect and change. Okay, and then we have ambition. All right, so you are inspiring if you're wondering. But you are kind of coming out in an Aquarius energy, so we'll clarify. So what's current? What else is going on here? Sagittarius. Yeah, there's the resistance. Okay, so you hold back, you're observing literally new things. I feel like too, there's something about age that you're looking at or observing about like the time passing. All right, Five of Swords, there's a Death card, and then the Ten of Wands. We do have change here. I feel like too, where we said you're inspiring people, you're like, okay, I'm going to see if somebody is, like I said, seeing if somebody is open to something new. But I do see you noticing a cycle repeating. All right, you like things that change or develop here. All right, the only other significant sign would be a Scorpio. We have the Death card, and we do have change, but you admire. It's almost like you hold back from things that don't change. Like something is suspicious to you if there is no, like if there is no ebb and flow, or if something doesn't evolve or something like that. Okay, what else is your energy down in these 8 cards here? Interesting. So you're also innovation. I feel like that has something to do with why you're inspiring other people to do this. So let's see what you're able to create for yourself. Yesterday, you were innovation. Let's see. This is Sagittarius currently, guys, if you're just now joining. So let's see. What else are you able to create here, Sagittarius? Thank you. See, there's a star. That's Aquarius again. All right, so there's your intuition with the High Priestess. Yeah, your intuition is telling you to look into different things, or literally, that is what your intuition is telling you, to look at different options or to look for a new way of doing something. That is literally, I feel like, too, if you are coming out as inspiration, it is because you're intuitively saying or doing something. You're almost following your gut instinct. What else are you doing in the High Priestess? Okay, self-love. You're being yourself. Is I mean, this is pretty simple. Okay, so who are you inspiring? And then we'll see what other energy you need to be in. Yeah, truth about confidence, focus, and rebellion. All right, so I feel like this boils down to being able to focus on some sort of craft that you're building with innovation. All right, so if you're wondering, you are creating something, you have, You are inspiring a group of people, it looks like, with the star. All right, so what other energy should you be in? You did pull angel, so I'm also getting to have patience with what you're doing if you're wondering. All right. Let me get one more. The Wheel of Fortune again. Let's focus on the Wheel of Fortune real quick, because that's like luck time. What is the Wheel of Fortune for you? What is it time to focus on, or what else should you do here? All right, you got voice, hustle, and dominance. Let me get one more, and then transition. Okay. All right, so looks like there's something, of course, dealing with finances. I feel like, too, there's a scenario where there's a good time for you to make money. If you're wondering, when I get voice next to hustle, this is the energy of like networking with people, speaking up at work, taking on some sort of maybe like an assignment at work where you get to present, talk, things like that. If you have any side hustles, you know, you're finding a good time to like post things like that. I don't know, you know, check like your algorithm, check your analytics, stuff like that. That could be what you're working on. All right, let's clarify voice, hustle, and dominance. Okay, yeah. So, you know, yeah, resistance. I feel like that's the thing. If something is going against change or shifts, you are not with that. I feel like literally intuitively, you know to look for new things, and that is what is inspiring, or you know to question things. All right. I'm also getting I'm getting a notion of preparing for something to go either way. All right, so there is a preparation there. And I know that that seems like, well, intuition should tell you what's going to happen. But intuitively, like, it's a thing where you're just not prepared for the worst, but prepared for like something to shift, change. Like, I feel like that's what's going on. That's what your reading is about. Things can be outside of your control and things of that nature. All right, so that is Sagittarius' reading. We'll see if there's some more Sag to come out in the other signs. All right, so that was the first reading. We're doing Aries next. If you're on my TikTok, you can also watch this on YouTube, guys. All right, this is the same username. Okay, so y'all can watch it, same username. This will be time stamped. All right, what is the center? Ooh. What's the center of the reading, Aries? What is the center of the reading for my Aries? Let's see. Yes, that's okay for you to say, call Dino. All right, potential. All right, so looking at something in the physical, what does something have the potential to become here? Oh, defiance. Okay, here we go. Somebody may not listen or may not follow the rules, follow the plan. All right, so if this is a child or like if it's somebody that you're working with, remember that potential to be defiant or crazy or like kind of fight back here. All right, let's see. What role do you play here, Aries, in your reading? Okay, personality. What part of personality are you showing? So I feel like you're putting yourself out there. We can see you. You're very visible. All right, so you're showing that you're trying to get along with people. You're being nice, kind, caring. That is a part of personality that you're showing. I feel like you're trying to keep the peace, but if the center of your reading is potential and defiance, you need to be prepared for the fact that they may take that as like a way to be able to disrespect you or something like that. What is somebody going to go against here? So just keep that in mind. So there's going to be a scenario where when you don't know something, you're going to learn through trial and error. And that is going to bother somebody. Somebody is not going to like that you're learning by trial and error. Whatever, or you might give somebody that advice, they are not going to listen. All right, what energy should you be in here, Aries? What other energy? Okay, to what? There's supposed to be some sort of perspective on what makes somebody insecure. I would not view it that way. What is the perspective on insecurities? How do we view it? There has something to do with that. Love and self-love. All right. So okay, I feel like in this case, somebody may be trying to call you a pushover, call you, like, say that you're insecure because you won't stand up for yourself. But I feel like in a case here, you want to make sure that somebody else is comfortable. This could be a situation where being the bigger person is not going to bother you. It's just like, okay, I don't have to, like, I don't have to fight. I can just keep calm. I don't have to worry about that. All right, so let's see. Let's get 8 cards. Let's see here. It literally looks like there's going to be a group of people maybe fighting around you. Yeah, something is about wanting literally attention here. Now, don't forget, you're coming off peaceful or calm in front of the group. You may end up, yeah, somebody wants you to look at that differently. What would that inspire you to do here? Somebody wants you to look at that differently, but I don't think you should. Yeah, I feel like somebody doesn't realize you actually are peaceful or calm like that. Like, you actually do not care about something. What are you actually at peace with? Yeah, guidance. Okay, so this is the thing. There's a scenario where it's like, okay, when you don't have the information, you're willing to learn from others or listen to others, right? Get the info. Boom. Either somebody's trying to call that like an insecurity or like, oh, you're not sure of yourself. It's just like, it's not that deep. I'm also getting to, there's a scenario where like somebody views you as being kind, nice, generous. They view that as like an insecurity. You're like, no, I'm just open to listening to somebody. I'm just open to paying attention. All right, so don't fall victim to that mindset. All right, so let's see, what other energy should you be in? Because I feel like in this case, there's also a scenario where it's, you know how people like, oh, you gonna let them talk to you like that in front of people, or it's an energy like that. It's like, okay, well, I'm not worried about the other people right now, or I'm not concerned with that right now. Somebody may also try to do something in front of a group of people, so I just want to throw that out there. Just all right. So let's see, what other energy should you be in, Aries? I'll keep this card. Yeah, do not change your mind on this. Do not change how you view or what you view as insecurity or self-esteem here. Because let's see, how do you currently view this? Stick to how you view this scenario. Do not change your mind. Okay, how does somebody want you to view this instead? Yeah, the trial and error, like, oh, you're confused, or oh, you don't know how to do research, or oh, you don't know how to find something. Something's like, I feel like too, you do view a scenario, the way your perspective is more, it has a greater effect on you in a positive light. So you need to keep that perspective. All right. I'm also getting to, somebody wants you to view someone that's actually doing pretty well for themselves as not doing well. I'm not like there. So like there would be a scenario where we're going to place this type of person in front of you. You're supposed to look down on that type of person, or you're supposed to view them as if they don't know how to do something, or like they're unintelligent or something like that. But in reality, somebody's actually doing really well for themselves. How do you view like this individual, this energy? How does somebody want you to view this? Yeah, like, it's like somebody does not trust. Something's supposed to be like, I don't trust that person, or you're not supposed to trust somebody, or somebody also is coming off as anxious or worried, but it's really like they just don't know. They want to get more information. I like somebody's really, it looks like somebody's really slicing something here. All right, so what's the outcome for you, Aries? I don't think that perspective is a big deal. All right, so innovation, resistance, and angel. All right, you might somebody might be, if it's a Sagittarius, they may be resisting being themselves or holding back on saying something, but I feel like something literally is making you resist either doing what you actually desire or what a Sagittarius actually desires. You're made to resist that Sagittarius or something like that. All right, so that is Aries. Next up is Taurus. Where's my Tauruses? If you're watching on TikTok, this is also up on YouTube, y'all. Got Scorpios around. Welcome, Scorpios. So far, we did Saturn, Aries, and then we got Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini. All right, so that's the order we're going in. Let's see. Hi there on Kick. Sorry, I just saw that. Ooh. All right, Taurus. What's the center of the reading for my Tauruses? What's the center of the reading for the Tauruses here? Let's see what's going on. Okay, fight. All right, so a distraction, a conflict. What role do you play here, Taurus? Okay, superstition, you're nervous or you're worried. Okay, what are you worried about? You're worried about, okay, for some people, somebody is worried about a Libra getting pregnant, or worried that somebody is worried that something is going to cause pregnancy, or somebody is pregnant. I'm also getting somebody's like, I don't really know if we should, what's the starting point? Somebody doesn't want to change what someone is doing. Something's already going well, don't change it. Okay, I'm also getting we're like, wait, somebody has like somebody is very independent, but they want to go transform over and partner up with someone. What are you worried is going to happen here, Taurus? Okay, so there is a part where you're worried about figuring out what's going on. Either you're worried about figuring out what's going on, you're worried about some sort of secret. All right, what's hidden? Okay. What energy should you be in here, Taurus? You got spirituality. So if you're worried about something right now, I would, get some spiritual guidance, like for yourself. If you pull your own cards or something, like pull them. This could be something where you need to meditate, slow down. Like if you're anxious, worried, what effect will spirituality have for you in this scenario, Taurus? And what element should you use here? And resist what? Ooh. Do not be inspired by difficulty or struggle. It's a random message I just got. So if something seems difficult and if you're in a period of worry or stress, do not take that as a sign that you need to do a whole bunch of stuff. Do not be inspired to do something difficult. Okay, what I'm getting by that is do not be inspired to, how do I want to explain this? Like, don't, the fact that you know something is a struggle or difficult does not mean that you're supposed to see through some big struggle or some big like don't do something difficult just to prove that you can do something difficult. I hope I'm making that make sense. All right. I'll try to say that in the clearest way possible. Thank you for the rose, Cedric. Let's get 8 cards here, Taurus. Yeah, you have resistance. Somebody's going to tell you to hold back too. Somebody's like, "Hey, you know, that's too much for you to deal with. You don't have to do all of that." I feel like there's a better way for you to do something. Let's see. Let's see what you're doing, what you need to do in spirituality. What will be your energy in spirituality, Tauruses? All right, you got the... Ooh, that scared me. All right. Yeah, the 2 of Wands, the Moon. Excuse me. The Judgment and the Sun. What are you worried? So if you're worried about the unknown, I feel like you need to have faith in what's going on. I'm also getting to, there is something where you need to pay attention to where the moon is. I don't know where it's at right now. I don't know. So there has something to do with like, is there a full moon coming up or something like that? Because if we're worried about secrets, something will be revealed. Or I'm also getting to, if you follow the moon cycles, there's something that needs to be released. What are you worried is going to occur here? Let's see. What are you worried is going to occur? You don't want to have to speak to somebody again. Somebody always... What? Okay, there is a certain time that somebody always pops up. It's like you always hear from this person at this time. You don't want somebody to say something out loud, or what would somebody be speaking on? They always pop up at this time. They always speak at this time. I don't want them to talk to me. Okay, I'm getting like love. It's like something about love here. Yeah, emotions. You're like, oh, they're going to bring up their emotions. They're going to bring up how they feel. I don't want to talk about that. This could be you, maybe you don't want to talk about how you feel. Okay. I get, you're like every time, damn, it's like almost at a certain time every day, or like, okay, or a certain occurrence always brings out these emotions. All right, what is this that you need to resist? It looks... Yeah, there's the intuition knows to look into something with the high priestess. Maybe you go, because your advice is spirituality. Maybe you're going to use cards or go to a reader for something. Because I don't know what, you know what I'm getting to is like, say you watch readers, there's like a reader, they're always bringing up love, or they're always bringing up like twin flames, and you're like, I want to know something different. So I would try to like read for yourself. Like, I don't know what else this would be. What else is your intuition telling you to look into or observe here? Okay, so there is like a mindset here that you need to help with, and that is where the spiritual element will come into play. Because like you're very worried about like something that's, I don't know, what mindset do you currently have here with connectivity? Oh, there. So your advice is spirituality. There is a mindset you have about spirituality that's stopping you from using it. This could be about like like affirmations, writing things down, candles, but it just depends on what you guys kind of consider with that. This could also be like meditation. Maybe you don't think meditation works. What's your current perspective on spirituality? Because that's your advice, and if you changed how you viewed it, you would use it to your advantage. So how do you view it? Okay, fight. Oh, that's the center of your reading. You may view it as a distraction or like it conflicts with something. What do you feel like it conflicts with or distracts you from or something like that? Thank you. Yeah, voice and emotions again. There's something dealing with like talking about love or expressing yourself. You know what this looks like too? The like therapy versus something spiritual. And I'm not telling anybody to cancel anything that they use for therapy for mental health or anything like that. I'm not a health professional. I gotta give that disclaimer. I did not say that. I'm just I'm just reading the cards. But literally I feel like you feel as though that conflicts with being able to express yourself. Okay, how else will spirituality actually help you in this instance? Yeah, you so there's something you don't know and you're very afraid. You're very scared or like, I feel like too you're resisting manifestations. There's something also that would create something where you're able to be calm. I just feel like it got to be like meditating. Um all right. I mean, maybe you should journal. There's all kinds of I would just advise you to look into stuff maybe using a sound bowl. I used to really like these selenite lamps. So it could be something like that. Like, yeah. How do you currently view spirituality? You feel like it conflicts with being able to express yourself or it conflicts with like therapy or something? Damn. That's crazy. I pulled that 3 different times. That's why I love tarot cards. It's kind of crazy. All right. In two different decks. That's OD. Yeah, you feel like it is a hold on, y'all. Don't inbox nobody. It's a scam. I told y'all TikTok, please. They be scamming on TikTok. All right. How should you view spirituality for yourself? Let's see. That was too many cards. Let me get one more and then we're going to move on. Yeah, the Four of Wands is it actually brings stability. There's something spirit. This is how you view it. This is how you should view it. I feel like it will help you. It'll actually bring some form of stability there. All right, y'all look up what that may be. There's all kinds of all kinds of spiritual tools, all kinds of divination. I'm not going to tell you which one to choose or which one's best for you. Um it may also suit you to like go out in nature today or something like that too. All right. So if y'all are new here, we're doing it by zodiac. So we did Sagittarius and Taurus. We're about to do Virgo next. And then we have Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini. All right. So that is the order. All right, Virgo. What is the center of the reading for the Virgos? Center of the reading for the Virgos. All right, rebellion. Hold on, y'all. Another scammer is in there. Don't DM those people. All right, the center of your reading is rebellion, Virgos. What role do you play here, Virgos? Thank you. What role do you play here, Virgos? You are finesse. All right, now typically with finesse, that's typically means that something may not go as planned. All right, that may mean that you are caught. You said, why don't I use sage and incense? How do you know I don't use sage and incense? Who told you I don't? All right, so finesse. So you might get caught with something or caught doing something or something may not go as planned, Virgos. All right, what is your intended outcome really quick? Thank you for the gifts. Peace. What is actually going to occur? Let's see. No, we didn't do Pisces yet, though. Okay, emotions. All right, so if you are going into something and you feel and you think that you are not going to care about something, you will. Okay, thank you. You will 100% care about something. If you are trying to come off like you don't care about something, people can tell. We can tell that you are emotionally triggered. All right, what might trigger your emotions? Or if you're trying to keep the peace, you may do something that triggers somebody else's emotions. What's going to be emotional here or an emotional trigger? Oh, the rebellion part. Okay, that is the center of the reading. I'm going to leave that there. So you're trying to act like you don't care that somebody's kind of going against the grain or breaking the rules. If this is you and you're in this state of mind where you're like, okay, I don't care, I can do whatever, your emotions will be attached. All right, so if there's something you think you can do and not care about, your emotions will be attached to the outcome of this scenario. No, I did not do Cancer yet. All right, so with rebellion, what's going on? What are we supposed to do? What's going on instead here? If you, all right, so it's something dealing with a Sagittarius, it looks like. If you think you can deal with the Sag, they may do something that, all right, so they may do something that triggers your emotions. If this is about you trying to leave somebody behind or move on from somebody and they're still there, you're not going to be able to do that. Now, yesterday you guys came out as angel. You guys came out in that energy. You came out in the Sag energy. And your advice was to fight back against like disrespect. So if you think you're in a scenario where you can be calm and not care, or where you're in a scenario where you think you have patience, you will be triggered. If this is a scenario where you're supposed to move on from a Sagittarius, you think you don't care, I don't know if you're dating them or whatever, or if you think something can be no strings attached, there will be emotions. You will get triggered. All right, so okay, what is Sagittarius doing here that might trigger you? Let's see. Let's see. I gotta figure that out. I don't know what they're doing. You may even see them with somebody. You might see this person around someone else or something like that. I just, let's see. Let's see. Thank you. So just keep that in mind. If you think you can do something like a Sag, do something with this Sag, have patience, it is going to trigger you. You are not, you are, your emotions will show. If you try to pretend like you don't care, we can see it. All right. Uh-oh, y'all. We getting the scammers. Please, y'all, don't. Wait, hold on. Before I continue, hold on, Virgos. TikTokers, that is where the most scams are. Do not DM anybody. I will not DM you. Okay? I had to throw that out there. It is going to be a million of them. And soon it's going to be fake pages of me. I will never DM y'all. Do not get scammed. All right. I had to say that. Okay, so let's continue, Virgos. All right, so we see something being complete. All right, here's that Sag. The Sag is in the Aquarius energy. They're doing something that inspires other people to look at manifestation or manipulation differently. They are here. Do not, now maybe you could be the person in their reading that thinks like you can do something that a Sag is doing or something like that, and it might trigger you. All right, but let's just continue. Yeah, there you are right there. We can blatantly see you, the Seven of Swords. Like literally, I feel like if you're trying to act like you are over something, you're not. We can see. It's very visible. This is how you're going to come out in the end. All right, I don't what ended with the World card here real quick? Okay, what was the new cycle? So, all right, versatility. Let's see what is going to occur to trigger you, Virgo. The Nine of Pentacles. What about that? How does that? So this is up to you then. I feel like this is something where you think you can go out and do something. I feel like this is going to be up to you. Long story short, do not go do something that you're emotionally not prepared to deal with today. Like seriously, like I'm getting, you know how people think they can double back on an ex, or you can go have, I don't know, but I don't know what the, what's the temperance, what's the angel card? Because I don't know what they're doing that you think you can do. I wouldn't do it. Thank you. I don't know, second and one or something. Thank you. All right, let's see. So, what is rebellion? Like, what is this person doing, or what are you trying to do? See, this is the thing. I feel like this individual is able to do something where they're the only one doing it. If you cannot do that, I wouldn't. I mean, it just depends on what this applies to. What other area of life does this apply to, Virgos? Yeah, resistance in love. Yeah, if you like literally, if you think you can go around somebody and you have an emotional connection or something like that, this is not, you cannot do something. Don't do it, basically. If you're going around and you think you can do something without any strings attached or like your emotions involved, you will be emotional. Now, maybe you love a Sagittarius, maybe you love, I don't know. You could be in love with somebody, but please, okay? So that's your reading, Virgo. It's pretty straight to the point. I don't think you need much other info. All right, Cancer is up next, y'all. Hi, Blaze, or whatever. Blaze and Ponche, or whatever that say. Whatever that says. You said, was it tarot reading? Can I reveal your future and can you change your destiny? Yes. Y'all, you can do whatever y'all want. I want to put that out there. People, you can do whatever you want. Um Now I will give y'all a few examples. Like a couple of weeks ago when we did live readings on here, there are things that are outside of your control. Like there are things that I will predict that will happen. So, like for instance, I'm a Sagittarius, and I did an Aquarius reading, and I gave this example. And in the Aquarius reading, it was about a Sagittarius was supposed to ignore something that a Libra had said, right? And I'm thinking like, damn, I don't really know how that would apply to me. And literally the next day, I reached out to this lady about like a spiritualist who happened to be a Libra, and she said she made a comment about Sagittariuses. And so I asked the lady, I said, "Are you a Sag?" Because I was wondering like where she got that from. And she was like, "No, I'm an Aquarius with a Sag moon." And it's like that's something I would have never knew that she was an Aquarius. I didn't know that lady from a can of paint. So it's stuff like that. Like that technically was out of my control. Like I didn't go find an Aquarius to like make that reading make sense. She just happened to be one. I said, "Oh shit, that's what that reading meant." So, but in the grand scheme of life, I'm never going to tell you that there's certain things that you cannot control. Like you can change all kinds of stuff in your life if that's your life. But yeah, you can go change whatever. Like I just told Virgo not to go do something that they know will trigger them emotionally. They're going to go do it anyway. They're going to go do it. It doesn't. I can tell them all day, like, hey, Virgo, I think, your emotions going to get caught up. I think you're going to still be emotionally attached to this. Because I can do it. I don't care. I don't care. Virgos don't care about nothing. Virgos don't care about no emotions. I can do what I want. And then they gonna go do what they want. So I can't, it is what it is. All right, so I don't have no control. I just read the cards. Yes, I'm doing tarot card reading. Shout out to the people on Kick. All right, y'all, we're going to get started on Cancer now. So far we have done Sag, Aries, Taurus, Virgo. We're going to do Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, Aquarius, and Gemini. All right, so Cancers, y'all are up next. It's early, y'all. Who is early? I need to go get school supplies today. So maybe I'll do that before I go back to sleep. All right, so let's see. you said tarot reading is from magic, witchcraft, or alchemy, right? Is it like one of those things that mommy and daddy told you not to indulge in? What does that mean? My parents know me, so they know that I'm going to do whatever. They know their child, so they know I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, pretty much. Unfortunately for them. Okay, so we're about to do Cancer. Cancer is next. All right, what's the center of the reading for the Cancers? What's the center of the reading for the Cancers? All right, so you got versatility, the ability to create things that you've learned, certain skill sets that you've manifested for yourself. Let's see. Sorry, guys, I had to fix something. Okay. All right, so you got versatility, the Empress. What role do you play here, Cancers? What role do you play here? Self-esteem. Okay, something might offend you or you might feel left out. Okay, what's making you feel this way? What's triggering you, Cancers? Okay, change. For some of you, it could be a Scorpio, but something has changed and is making you uncomfortable. What was going on before? What was going on after? Let's see. So it looks like there was a group that wasn't getting along, and now that group is getting along or something like that, and you're the oddball out is kind of what you feel. All right, what energy should you be in here? I feel like somebody was, okay, you should be in peace. You should be calm. I would not overthink this. Let's clarify what was going on before here. So don't overthink it. You don't have to be worried. If you don't feel comfortable, don't force yourself to talk. Don't force yourself to be included. What's this? What's this? Okay, so there is an energy, like if this is you, your intuition was very clear and then now you don't really know. something, or you're kind of ignoring it. What was our intuition telling us to do here? To be concerned about what? So we knew to be concerned or care about what? Okay, working and building upon something. You feel like somebody doesn't care anymore, like somebody is not, they're not concerned about career anymore. Odd. Let's see. What are you doing in self-esteem here? So you don't like the changes, or I feel like too, somebody was supposed to like hold back on something, but now they could be indulging maybe. All right, let's see. What are you doing in self-esteem, Cancers? Yeah, you feel like somebody kind of just doesn't care anymore. Okay, or you feel like somebody might be reverting backwards, or they don't like trust themselves. But your advice is peace. So there is nothing that you need to worry about. If this is a person outside of you, this will be made right. I'm assuming like there's nothing you have to be concerned about. Okay, the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Cups, the Moon. There you go, the Chariot. You could be dealing with an Aquarius as well, but Sagittarius came out as the Aquarius today. So I feel like their energy might kickstart this, might move you forward in a way. You don't need to worry though. Let's see, what do we expect with the Tower? There's going to be a shift here all of a sudden. Okay, emotions, what's actually going to occur? So there's not going to be an emotional outburst. Yeah, love, defense, and then connectivity. So somebody's not going to have, I don't know what this is, but somebody's not going to have an emotional outburst. Yeah, there's finesse, there's intuition again. It's almost like something's going to kick somebody back to following their intuition. If you're worried about this occurring to you, or you feel uncomfortable, something is going to cause a trickle effect to get you back into that energy. Let's see, what are we doing in the High Priestess? I pulled it twice as well, so they're following these rules and regulations. Somebody's like, okay, I know to set these rules and regulations for myself. I know to set this standard. I know that this is going to work for me. So they have like a certain standard, a certain schedule. I feel like you're worried about somebody falling off of a schedule here. Self-esteem. I feel like this might be you. I just get like, damn, like I know how to do this, but I feel like I'm ignoring my intuition, or I feel like something difficult is going on, or I wouldn't worry about it too much. You end up getting your bearings back in order with the Chariot. There is nothing that you need to be worried about. What else can you be at peace with, Cancer? Yeah, you got, it says love, spirituality, fight, power. There could also be a scenario. I see the Hierophant coming out here. You may have Taurus placements, but there is nothing that you need to worry about yourself in this moment. All right, what other energy should you be in with peace? Yeah, there you go. It's your style. You're coming out as yourself, so if something offends you or makes you feel left out, or all of a sudden it seems like people are against you or something like that, there's no reason for you to feel that way. What else are you doing in style here, Cancers? Damn, there's a high priestess again. Your intuition is going to kick in. Somebody intuitively knows to, yeah, love. Like, I don't know if you're worried about somebody being generous, kind to you, but somebody literally intuitively knows, okay, I have to do this. I have to calm this way of thinking, or I have to, like, you can calm down. Literally, the Four of Swords. You do not have to worry about anything. What do you think is going to be the outcome? Something's not here to stay, or this is not going, it's not going to continue long. Okay, the Devil card. You may think something, I don't, it depends. You might think something will turn like kind of ugly, like it'll be too negative or too addictive or too obsessive or something like that. But what's going to be the outcome with the High Priestess? Yeah, the World. Yeah, no, you're good. Something also, I'm also getting to, something's not going to get stuck in place. Like, it will be done all the way to fruition, or it will be done to completion. All right. You could be worrying about judgment from a Capricorn, or I'm also getting to, you may worry that something is going to go in the opposite way that you need it to go in. You're going to be fine. You don't have to worry with that, Cancers. All right. The readings are kind of straightforward. I'm definitely going to do extra members videos today. That's my plan. That's my plan. So I'm going to do some love and career readings for the members. So, all right, Capricorn is next. Capricorn. Shout out to the Capricorns. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. All right, so what is the center of the reading for my Capricorns? Center of the reading for the Capricorns. All right, fluidity, ebbs and flows, experimenting, ups and downs. Okay, what role do you play here, Capricorns? Okay, mystery. So you could be confused about something, trying to figure it out, but you could also be hiding something. And in this case, I'll keep it short. We're not going to snitch on you, but what are you keeping to yourself? Let's see. Okay, what energy should you be in here? What other energy should you be in here, Capricorns? Okay, style. I think that was your advice yesterday. We saw that Cancer was seeing something. They were a little worried here. All right. Maybe get advice from a Cancer. All right, but I feel like with fluidity, go with the flow here. All right, whatever direction something is going in, go with that. Go in that direction. All right, but you got the Chariot, so I feel like you can continue moving forward on something. But let's clarify. Do not ignore. Okay, so it looks like ignoring intuition is going to inspire somebody to look closer into something. That's what's going to happen. Okay, and then there's the intuitive gift kicking in. That's odd. Okay, so let's clarify. What would make you ignore your intuition? Instinct. What? It's like, okay, this is the, oh, I gotta tell you what you're hiding, okay, Capricorns, because it's tied into this. All right, hold on. We gotta get rid of the scammer. Don't get scammed. So this is the thing, Capricorn. You're hiding pride. You're trying not to say that you're right. That's what it is. Like, you want to seem like you're not a show off. You're trying to like humble yourself. And I feel like that is causing you to ignore your intuition. Yeah, like that's what it is. You're causing yourself to ignore your intuition because you don't want to come off like you're prideful. But you're right. And then so I feel like something is going to be revealed where you're like, oh shit, I was right about that. Like something actually materializes. You're saying it beforehand and then you're going to see it in the physical. So I don't know what this could be for you guys. Like this could be anything. It's like literally the example I gave about the reading earlier when it made sense the next day. It's something like that. You're like, damn, I knew I could have did that. What else is your intuition right about in this case? Okay, fight. So I gave a reading. Who did I say had fight in their reading? I remember yesterday Virgo's reading was about fighting against like disrespect or something like that. So I don't know if you advise somebody about that. I'm also getting to, if you're hiding that you're being prideful, you intuitively know that something is a distraction. And it is to distract you from being intuitive. What do you know is a distraction, or what do you know causes conflict here? In your case, it's love. Because caring, so this is the thing that I see. Having generosity, yeah, this has something to do with that Cancer. Okay, I feel like being generous or kind to someone else or caring about somebody else's emotions in this case is what could block your intuition. But it's like you notice it after the fact. So, welcome. Thank you for the gift. All right, so what makes you notice that you're correct after the fact? Here's the Six of Wands. I feel like other people are confirming it for you, or people are telling you that was a good idea, Capricorn, or let's see. So what makes you question or what's going to inspire you to see that you were right about something? That Cancer. All right, so we told the Cancer to be at peace. We told the Cancer not to worry. Maybe that's what brings you peace. You're like, okay, this is like you feel calm when you're making the decision. For some of you, you may even have like dreams about stuff. So I would write your dreams down. I feel like too in this case, you just did not notice. You weren't looking. What did you not notice before when you were? Because it's like, okay, maybe you don't know that this is an intuitive nudge when it's happening. It's like it's happening, it's telling you, and then you ignore it. And you just go off on about your day, and then boom, oh, I was right. Like that's kind of what it's looking like. So it's kind of like, what did you not notice about your intuition before? And then it's like you're gonna see it after the fact. Ooh, my bad, y'all. Sad. Yeah, I feel like there's a romantic perspective or like romance. Yeah, and then you just ignore the idea. You just, gosh, okay, maybe it is romance or making sure that other people feel better about themselves. Yeah. All right. What other energy should you be in, Capricorns? That's basically you're going to get confirmation of your own intuition. All right, so you should be, yeah, voice and vision. You need to say what you see. This has something to do, this is tied into the Virgo too. You're going to see something about that Virgo reading if you know a Virgo. Um But no, you're correct. It's almost like a, maybe you might say it out loud to yourself. You're like, maybe I should do da 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 da. You're right. So I know that's easier said than done, but I feel like today will be a good representation of your intuition. If you want a personal reading, you guys can book it at the link in my bio. You just buy it from the store. It's 33 bucks, and I do private YouTube videos, so nobody else will be able to see your video unless you share the link. All right, so that is how it works. I think Gemini is last today. So if you're new to watching me, we do first come, first serve. So that's why we're all out of order. Yeah, Gemini is last. So far we did Sag, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, Capricorn. Those are up on my YouTube. My YouTube is the same username. It's EeshUrHeartOut. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Okay. All right, Libra is next. I will timestamp this, by the way, after I am done. But if anybody wants to know what the time is for your sign, just you can let me know. I just tell you what minute to go to for right now. All right, so again, we did Sag, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, and Capricorn. And then we've got Libra, Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini. Thank you for following, by the way. All right, your name, it's just funny. Her name is Karen, and I watched Scary Movie 6 yesterday, and it was a scene where the lady was mad. She was like, "My name really is Karen." That movie was funny. But I am a millennial, so it was funny to me. All right, let's see. He's not paying anybody, y'all. Let me block the... Oh, no, when TikTok really became Scam City. All right, what's the energy surrounding the Libras? What's the energy surrounding the Libras? Sorry, y'all. I'm sleepy. I've been up since like 4:30. All right, what's the energy surrounding the Libras? Energy surrounding Libras. Oh, self-esteem. Okay, so it's this Cancer. A Cancer feels left out. All right, or they feel offended. Okay. All right, what role do you play here, Libras? Oh, so you're the reason the Cancer feels offended or left out. All right, your transition, you're leaving to go somewhere, you're moving on. All right, what is your starting point? Or you're in a transitional phase. What's your starting point here, Libra? Inspiration, what are you transitioning to? Now, if you were dealing with a Sagittarius... Okay, so it may look like a Sag inspired you to show off or be yourself or put yourself out there. All right, or this could be an Aquarius. Okay, what part of your personality are you showing, Libras? So you're putting yourself out there. Okay, leadership. So you want to initiate something. You want to be the first to do something. Something that you came up with here with leadership. All right. I feel like, too, you're inspired to... Looks like somebody wants to post something about a business. Okay. What other energy should you be in here, Libras? You should be in defense. Okay. What should you block out here? So I'm getting protect yourself. You should block out hustle and love. Okay. Do not spend money on this. Do not spend money on this person. Don't spend money on somebody today. All right. That's very straightforward. Do not spend money on someone. All right. So let's get... Or I would do not make a big investment today. I'm also getting too, there is a business that may be trying to work with you or something like that. Or I wouldn't do that. Okay. A lot of air. All right, looks like, yeah, I feel like a Sagittarius says something to inspire you, possibly. All right, here's a relationship. You're being generous and kind. And then there's the Hangman. All right, we mentioned that the Cancer was going to be a little insecure. They are the Chariot, though. They do end up coming back out at the end. So that is the center of this reading, but do not spend money on something. That's pretty much it. That is literally your advice. What was the inspiration really quick, Libras? I feel like this is a person that you're dating. All right, the Emperor, what did they do to inspire you here? Now, if your advice is defense, then I feel like they said no to something as well. Okay, so what they're doing to inspire you is they're actually receiving money. They're receiving something and you're paying for it. It's like you're in a position where you're paying for something that you witnessed somebody else receiving. I'm also getting to this person decides very clearly or very surely what and who they spend money on. So this person's very like, if they do give somebody money, it is because that person in their eyes deserves it. Like somebody's not just being generous or kind just to do it. All right, they make sure it's a good investment, or they make sure this person is wise or whatever enough to use the investment. All right, so what are you going to do in personality, Libras? So this is going to be a new part of you. Like this is going to be something new that you haven't done before. What do you need to do with defense, hustle, and love? I feel like you should not. I'm also like, this is new for you. And I see you you're being loving or caring, or you care about the people involved, or like you're very generous to the other people involved in this scenario. That's why that's your advice. You can go and you're being inspired. I'm also getting to it. Personality and leadership is about a business endeavor or anything like that. I would not don't mix like love and business in a way where, okay, so like say you have a product or something. Don't just give it away for free out of love, or don't set your pricing depend upon like being nice and kind to the clients, or if you're supposed to be starting a business and you're looking for a vendor and that vendor is taking, weeks upon weeks to like answer or something like that, don't out of the kindness of your heart, like don't be understanding in that scenario. All right, I'm also getting to, I don't know how, I don't know what's going on, but I wouldn't mix like business and pleasure. Like I wouldn't, don't hire like a friend or deal with somebody that you're dating or something like that. All right, but what else are you supposed to do in defense, hustle, and love, Libras? All right, yeah, there's intuition. Okay, this is also clarifying the Capricorn reading. All right, so that's going to clarify the Capricorn reading where they follow their intuition and they actually are prideful, or they actually are proud of the decision that they made. Something in the Capricorn reading, I said that something is a distraction. They intuitively know that they're trying to hold back on their pride when they follow their intuition. And I can literally see the distraction right here, but I can't put it into words, but I can literally see that that's being created. All right. Keep that in mind though. Do not block out hustle and love, Libras. Very interesting that came out like that. All right. Scorpio is next. I know I look tired, guys. I know I look tired. Ooh, child. It's only 6:30 in the morning. I cannot believe that. What time Walmart open? I hope it's open when I'm done so I can get these school supplies and go to sleep. All right, now I got other stuff I gotta do. All right, Scorpio, Rich Dollars. Ain't that the dude from Love and Hip Hop? A triple Scorpio. No, I'm just playing. All right, Scorpios. Let me hurry up and do this. All right, what's the center of the reading for the Scorpios? What's the center of the reading? Thank you, Joanna. I appreciate you. All right, what's the center of the readings for the Scorpios? Hi, welcome. Okay, hustle. All right, either spending or receiving money. All right, what role do you play here, Scorpios? Skill. All right, so, okay. Do you have a Libra placement? If there's a Scorpio watching this, you got a Libra rising or a Libra moon. All right, that Libra reading may apply to you. Do not put money, don't put your money into something. I see you out in public with a large group of people. You could be dealing with a Libra or discussing something about a Libra. All right, what other energy should you be in, Scorpios? Hey, y'all. Okay, so you've got truth. What do we need to see the truth about here? And defense. What is the truth? Okay, we just talked about, my advice was to tell Libra not to spend money. You're in a Libra position. You need to see the truth about what is blocking something. What's being blocked out? What's the blockage? What is somebody supposed to be worried about? All right, this is the thing, right? Somebody is not worried because of their perspective on a scenario. They're supposed to be worried about how they're perceived with what they are talking about or what they are discussing. You're going to see, like, you're like, wait, how do they not worry about that? How do they not care about how they're viewed? It's because of their perspective. All right, perspective on what? How do they view it? They feel like, okay, so this is the thing, right? They feel like something that they would this person feels like, first of all, I would be left out or ridiculed regardless. It doesn't matter. Somebody's like, yeah, no matter what I was talking about, I would be ridiculed or I would look odd or different. I feel like too, somebody has a different perspective on what it means to be odd or different or left out. All right, let's see what else. They feel like too, it helps to overcome like negativity or a negative way of thinking. All right, let's see. You said in my psychic, I don't know. Sometimes. Sometimes I am. No, I'm just playing. All right, let's see. MJK. 8 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Yeah, are you able? This is the thing, because you're like, aren't you worried about how you'll be viewed for saying that? Somebody's like, well, people should be able to handle what I'm saying anyway. I'm going to clarify this because this is them having the conversation or saying it. It's like they say the things that are difficult to hear. I feel like too, you could be in a scenario like, what if people talk about you? Aren't you worried that somebody is going to say something about you? But it's like, it doesn't, like, to them, they feel like something doesn't matter, what they say or what they're talking about. You have 888 as well here. So something is repetitive, something is a cycle. What's repetitive here? This is the thing. It's like like basically if you're going to have a crowd of people or you're going to have people regardless, nobody's going to agree or nobody's going to get along. So it, like, that is basically what somebody is saying. Let's clarify too what their perspective is, because you're like, you need to see what stops the worrying, right? So what is this person's attitude or perspective with what they're doing or saying? Or that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, okay, so the Chariot. If this deals with a Cancer, they feel like that Cancer's mindset is like temporary, or because Cancer came out as self-esteem. And in that reading, we told them like they don't have to worry about something, it doesn't matter. So that's literally like, maybe you're dealing with a Cancer, maybe somebody told them, hey, you know, that's not a big deal, and so months, so and so years, you're not even gonna be thinking about that, you're not even gonna be worried about that. It's just, or it would be like, say Scorpio, you knew a Cancer, and that Cancer was watching these readings, and that Cancer saw me tell them, hey, you're going to feel insecure, you're going to feel left out, don't worry, right? Why do they not worry? They may believe in spirituality, or they believe in like predictions, or so this could be astrology. But it's just the way they view something. It's just different. All right, so how do they view a scenario? Because that stops them from being nervous or afraid. They don't. Yeah, the Six of Swords, they may view it like the Chariot of Cancer as like a guide. All right, what is the person able to say or discuss or like do here? Yeah, I mentioned that something was repetitive. They bring something repetitive to an end. And that's why they're not worried. This is hard to explain. It's like there is a repetitive system, thought pattern, situation, and it keeps going on and on. But when this person finally speaks out or they finally say something, it ends. Like, okay, that's what's going to end it. I'm not worried about that. Like, say, and this is just a metaphor, but say you're like, aren't you worried about getting addicted to that? This is the type of person where they're like, no, I'll just stop it at any time. Or like something just ends. It doesn't need to be okay. What is somebody able to bring to an end here? I feel like too, there is always going to be ego struggles, ego deaths, people competing to be right. Because it's like, it would be like when people, let's just say like somebody was watching me, right? And they're like, damn, how can they go live and do tarot readings? Don't they care about like people calling them evil or people doing this, that, and third? If I was on here with kittens and puppies, somebody would complain about the kittens and the puppies. Somebody would get on here and complain and call it animal cruelty. Like something is like, it literally does not matter what you do. So somebody's like, you might as well do it anyway. So that is what you're wondering. I feel like too, this is within yourself and you're just like, I cannot get over these worries, I cannot get over this anxiety. It starts with your attitude, it starts with how you view something. If you go into it wrong, or you go into it, if this is Scorpio, if you go into it thinking like, okay, this is going to be bad, this is going to be terrible, then yeah, you're going to be worried about it the whole time. All right, what other energy should you be in here, Scorpio? Thank you, Terry. I just saw that. What other energy should you be in, Scorpios? So you should be in pride. That was, yeah, that was similar to Capricorn. All right, what should you be proud of here? Yeah, see, somebody they went from being worried about whether or not they're being different to transitioning on focusing on being creative. Yeah, and confidence and power. Yeah, and then innovation again. Yeah, so somebody stopped worrying about whether or not they're different or feeling left out, and they just focused on creating something that they want to create. That's how it went. You know what's another good example? I always like to try to give as many different like general examples as possible because everybody is not dealing with the same situations. But like I saw this girl, she's on TikTok and she decorates the keys on a keyboard and she puts like these Disney characters on it and stuff. And she was telling a story about like I guess she started working, I don't know if it was like a social media type agent or something, and they advised her, they were like, art's not going to make a lot of money online and you need to shift and do blah blah blah. And then she came up with the idea to do the keyboard and she started getting paid on TikTok. So it's stuff like that. It's like you may have like some sort of idea that's out of the box or out of the ordinary, and it's time to not worry about it and just focus on creating stuff and making stuff. All right, so that's Scorpio. We got Leo, Pisces, Aquarius, and Gemini left. All right, so we were on here very early, y'all. If you just now joined, we've been on here since about 5 a.m., child. All right, Leos. You said don't sugarcoat anything. All right, Jaquan. All right. Everybody wants me to not sugarcoat until I stop sugarcoating. So I'm just saying, everybody wants me to be straightforward until it's time for me to be straightforward. So be careful what you ask for. All right, Leos. What's the center of the reader for the Leos? Let's see. No, I'm just kidding. All right, what's the center of the reader for the Leos here? All right, dominance. Okay, dominance, control. In your reading, what is the dominant energy? What's the dominant energy? All right, rebellion. What do they dominate? What do they have control over? Ooh, power. Okay, I like this person. All right, or it's like, nah, somebody's able to do something their own way. They're rebellious. They don't follow the norm. So they have control over things. Okay. All right. Hopefully it's the right person. All right. What is your current energy, Leos? What's your energy, Leos? Okay, so you're mystery as well. Capricorn was also mystery. All right. You could now mystery can be like looking into something that you want to get confirmation on. It could be confusion, but in this case, I do feel like it could be a secret hiding something. Now, okay, now when I get mystery, if it's something that I should keep hidden, I will keep it hidden. So that means that it will be a little vague, but I was able to explain to Capricorn what mystery was for them because it was something that they actually should be showing. And it was actually inhibiting them. So it just depends. So what are you, quote unquote, hiding or keeping to yourself, Leos? Okay. Against what? All right. What energy should you be in, Leos? We'll figure it out for you. All right, so the energy you should be in is resistance. What do you need to resist here? You keep going back and forth about whether or not, hold on, let me think about this. Let me think about this. What are you nervous about? What might you be nervous about? Don't try to force yourself to be calm or courageous. Let's see. Don't force yourself to be courageous is kind of what I'm getting, but I'm also getting too, for some people there is a slight, and this is not, I'm not judging, but there could be like a slight addiction or something that somebody has that gives them courage, right? Like when you get liquid courage. All right, try to resist that. Like if you have a tendency to do that, but let's clarify what you're hiding real quick, because I can see what it is, I guess. Yeah, what do you not? I'm trying to ask it without putting it out there. That's too many. All right. Who is this? Leo? You kind of don't like that somebody else is right about something. What does this person intuitively know? Or yeah, okay, so the advice you need to be in is resistance. You need to hold back. I feel like you really want to focus on something, or you really want to kind of force being courageous. And I wouldn't do that. What do you want to do that you need to resist here? It's like you want to kind of, yeah, you wish you didn't care. That's kind of the energy I'm getting, literally. Like you're like, yeah, I don't want to care. I don't want to care about what's going on at all or something, but you should. What other energy should you be in with resistance, Leos? You should care. You should be concerned. Yeah, you got the Ten of Cups, the Five of Wands. There, something is a distraction as well. Like you need to calm down. I would resist distractions. Resist right now. It's not a good time to be overeating, over drinking, smoking. Um, if you have to be around family to calm you down from something, I would go ahead and do that. Let's get 8 cards. Hi, we're actually kind of close to being done. I'm on number 9. We got three more signs left. It's hard to read for Leo right now because they have mystery, and I like to keep stuff a secret. Okay, yeah, no. If you overly act courageous, or like if you force not caring, it's going to end up in a distraction. You need to like calm down first. I wouldn't do that. It's going to cause a lot of chaos if you just like, ooh, I'm not afraid anymore. Oh, I don't care about blah blah blah. Like, no, still care, still be concerned. Be concerned about your job, be concerned about your career. Don't just let something fall to the wayside. If you've been like say you've been working on your health, Still be concerned about your health. Still keep the same consistency. All right, don't kind of like basically don't fall off your path right now is kind of what I'm getting, Leos. And sorry that your reading is very vague. Like I said, when people pull mystery, I try to keep as much consolidated to yourself because people watch for other signs. So that's why I do it that way, because people nosy. All right, and I'm about to start hiding even more when I do these readings too. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, I gotta stop saying certain signs in people's readings. All right, so that was Leo. We got Pisces, Aquarius, and Gemini that is left. All the other signs are done up on my YouTube. All right, so. All right, Pisces. That comment is crazy for 6:45 in the morning. Like, people gotta relax. Also, I don't know who is watching me from fake pages on my Instagram. I don't know who is doing that, but I wish y'all would stop watching me because I'm so tired of seeing them little porno pictures watching my stories. It is just, please. I need to clip this because whoever you are, please leave me alone and stop watching me. It is nothing on there for you. I'm so tired of seeing, oh my God, ass and titties all day. Like, it is so annoying. Okay. I don't know what app they use to do that. Pisces is now. Pisces is right now. Aquarius is after. So we got Pisces, Aquarius, and then Gemini. All right, what is the center of the reading? Oh, no. Tamika, don't go talk to HR. Wait, hold on. Don't. Tamika, I have to assume you are black. Do not go talk to HR. Okay? HR is not there for you. Really, it don't matter what your race is. The HR is there for the company. Do not go talk to HR. Honestly, I would go find another job before I talk to HR. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, what's the center of the reading for the Pisces? I cannot clarify that enough. What's the center of the reading for the Pisces here? Hopefully she's still here and heard me say that. What's going on, Pisces? Okay, defiance. Okay. Disrespect, jealousy, envy. That is unfortunately the center of the reading. But it could be just like going against the grain, like breaking a rule here. What role do you play? Oh, so you're inspiration too. So Sagittarius came out as inspiration and you. All right, so you and Sag are in similar positions, or you're both dealing with, an Aquarius. But what are you inspiring someone to do here? So you are inspiring somebody, Pisces. What are you inspiring someone to do? Oh, you're inspiring. Okay, you are, dang. Now, I mean, you're inspiring the Leo to keep something hidden, or you are inspiring somebody to keep a secret. All right, what are you doing in inspiration? Or you're inspiring somebody to hide. Let's see, what are you doing in inspiration? Your power. So you, okay, all right, so you're in a position of power. You're speaking up for yourself. You could be yelling at somebody. That could be why they might want to hide. What is somebody going to end up hiding here? And let's see. Oh, so you're able to handle something, or you're very good at something. You're implementing power and control. Somebody else has to hide the fact that something else is very difficult. So what's difficult for this person, or they cannot handle something? Something is difficult for them to see. What? Okay, or to witness. What are they looking at or observe? Like, if you're in a position of power, somebody has to hide the fact that it's hard for them to see that damn vision again. All right, and pride. What energy should you be in, Pisces? So you've got knowledge and rebellion. Capricorn also came out as mystery, so they may want to, maybe they're hiding because they had pride, right? And that was part of why they didn't show off how smart they were or how much they knew. All right, so, we'll see. Let's get 8 cards here. So it's because you're yelling, or or something like that. All right, 2 of Swords, King of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. There's a lot of people in your reading. Okay, so you got a few people. So we're literally witnessing this man gives a woman some money. This man is giving a woman money because she, out of the kindness of her own heart, it looks like she cared, like she cared for him, or she did something nurturing towards him. But it's looking like something's making like the money go down, though. This is what we're watching. I feel like that something is difficult for someone to see in this scenario about the dynamic of where the money is coming from or going. What are you doing in power, Pisces? You have like a strong mindset in this scenario. You're being very logical about something. You're being very logical. You're able to really focus too. Okay, and then so this inspires somebody to be mystery. What do they do in mystery? I feel like you're being real stern or something. Yeah, wow, literally. I feel like somebody is hiding. It's almost like somebody, what the fuck is this? What did you do? It's like somebody's hiding from you or just keeping something to themselves altogether. What is it difficult for this person to, like, I guess, witness or see, and they're just isolated? I don't know if this is like karma or justice or okay. Yeah, it's just hard for somebody to see what's going on. Somebody also does not want to see the domino effect of something. So I don't know if you say something about this person specifically, they do not want to see how they have caused something. That's what's difficult for somebody to admit, so they're going to hide. Okay. So what did this person cause here? I don't know if you're calling somebody out. What was the effect? Somebody has to admit that they called, like, okay, this person's in hiding because they have to admit that something that they did caused another individual to resist being themselves. That's why so-and-so doesn't feel comfortable, or that's why so-and-so cannot express themselves. Let's see what else. What did somebody do here to cause in a situation? It looks like it's very planned. It's meticulous. I mean, it looks like this is something is not an accident, so that could be why somebody has to hide, because it's something that was intentional or planned. I feel like too, the cause is like, say there's children involved. Thank you. If there's children involved, this child watched the parents do this. What is the cause here? I mean, I'm sorry. What is the effect? What is the effect? I already got the cause. There's the inspiration part. All right. I feel like too, something is visible for people to see. It's very visible. Okay. Well, that's interesting. What other energy should you be in here? It's like it's difficult for somebody's hiding because everybody can see that person caused something. They are the cause, they are the reason for something, and that's kind of why they're kind of holding back. I'm also witnessing a scenario where if there's a dynamic between two people, one person withholds and then another individual gives. So there's somebody that's withholding for a certain amount of time. They wait until time is up. They kind of do that on purpose so that somebody else has to like step in and take care of the responsibility. All right, so that something looks like that's a part of this scenario. That is with somebody. It's difficult for somebody to admit that or see that. What other energy should you be in here, Pisces? All right, so you've got innovation. You have all the tools to create something. What else are you able to create for yourself? And then we're going to see the outcome. Okay, yeah, respect. All right, and then resilience. So the center of the reading was defiance. It was about somebody kind of going against rules and regulations. But I feel like in this scenario, you're going to learn that you can create your own rules. Looks like if you're dealing with a Taurus, you may make something difficult for a Taurus to deal with. There has something to do with a Taurus and a Sagittarius, and it's something that's supposed to be difficult for a Taurus to deal with. Anywho, all right, not sure. Okay. All right, that was Pisces. We got Aquarius and Gemini next. I gotta do my hair today, guys. I gotta do hairs and some more hairs. I gotta do my daughter's hair too. All right. Gotta maintain the pixie, guys. Aquarius. Sag and Pisces pulled you guys' card, Aquarius. So, not sure if you're dealing with any of those signs, or you may have that in your birth chart. So, just want to throw that out there. All right, Aquarius. Let's see. What energy do we have for the Aquarius? What is the center of your reading, Aquarius? What is the center of your reading? Sexuality. All right, so this could be literal, as y'all are grown. It could be something literal, or there is a Gemini here, so I'm getting like masculine and feminine energy, a partner, or we're talking about a Gemini energy. All right, what role do you play in this reading, Aquarius? Okay, transition. All right, I think Scorpio also had that. So what is the starting point here? Okay, you see the truth about something. What are you transitioning to? So you can see clearly the truth. Okay, resilience. You might be going backwards. You're reverting backwards a little bit, but you see the truth about something and now you have to handle it. All right, what do you see the truth about, Aquarius? And what do you have to handle? Okay, this could literally be the Gemini or the partnership. You see, I feel like you see the truth about a partnership, or you can see the truth about money or where the money is going. Or it could be the truth about marriage and sex. Okay, what other energy should you be in here? Okay, knowledge. So what is the truth that you see about hustle? You have the information, you can see the truth about this. What knowledge do you have? You already have this information. Okay, so fluidity. All right, so I'm getting ebbs and flows. All right, we talked about, now I don't know if you're dealing with a Cancer energy. They came out as self-esteem, so you might need to pay attention to that. I told Cancer not to worry. All right, if you have a Cancer around you or a Cancer placement, I literally told Cancer felt insecure about something, so they need to calm down and be at peace and not worry. All right, so if you're dealing with that energy or that person, that was their advice. All right, so let's see. So you can see the truth about hustle. What are we observing with hustle here? Because you can, it's obvious, or you can see where it's coming from. Okay, so it looked, okay, we're pulling the moon, so it looks like something was hidden. All right, yeah, you're looking, literally, you are looking back. This could be hidden charges, hidden fees. If it's not too late, like today, you may see some hidden fees, hidden charges. Or something. I'm also getting to, if it wasn't hidden, you just didn't realize something was going to be as expensive or so expensive. All right, what else do you see here? What else is the truth here? Yeah, there's hustle in the Four of Pentacles. It looks like there's one person that's not contributing to something. There's the intuition right there. Okay. There's one person that's not contributing to a group, or it's like I can see it too. It's like everybody else put into this pot, or you, I feel like you put more into something, somebody else is holding on. So it's like if the both of you was supposed to put money into like a savings, you're the only one putting the money in there. Or I feel like you don't realize how much you have contributed to something as well with money. Like say you have like a retirement portfolio or a stock portfolio, and it's like, oh, we match. We're going to match you. I feel like yours is a big portion or something like that. Or like if on a positive scale, I feel like you don't realize how much you've been spending, I mean, saving, how much you contributed to something. So you're going to see it grow. But I mean, I feel like there is one person that didn't input on something and you did. All right, so let's see what transition is. So what are you doing in transition here? Oh, you said show the nails. I did them myself. It's time to redo them. Shout out to Romania. All right, so let's see. So what are you doing in transition, Aquarius? Looks like you might, now the Knight of Swords is literal movement. So maybe you've been putting too much money into like a home or where you stay at or something like that. Or you don't like this neighborhood. You're going to get up and like literally move or leave. But the Knight of Swords is typically depicted as somebody. Oh, it's a piece of paper on me. Is normally depicted as somebody kind of going at it. So, you know, you might get mad or something. So depending on how this goes. Yeah, so you're literally, you're going to say something like, okay, let's plan this, let's budget this. Like you're going through something like, okay, we're not going to spend money on that anymore. You're going to bring something to an unexpected end here. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. All right, so what's going to be the end result here? What are you transitioning to? Yeah, so now you're going to hold back. All right, so you're going to withhold. I feel like, too, do not do something super quickly. Take your time. I feel like, too, you're going to change something where you wait until you receive money. You're going to wait until you receive payment or something like that. It's going to be like a better timing. Hey, that's funny what I can see there, but I'm not going to say that part because that's real specific. But yeah, okay. What other energy should you be in here, Aquarius? So that's pretty specific. Something is all okay. What perspective on what? How should you view this before I say what I gotta say? All right, leadership. Yeah. All right, what's the outcome here for you, Aquariuses? Pride, personality, vision, courage, and voice. You said don't sugarcoat now. No, if y'all ever hear me say that, that's when it starts to be people that I know personally. So if I ever say like, oh, I can see that, that means it got something to do with somebody that I know in real life. So there's a reason that I don't say it. All right, that's Aquarius. But if it's something like, because you got to understand, I know everybody's signs and they moon signs. And so I be knowing people's business. All right, Gemini, last but not least. We finished real early today. I can't believe it's 7 a.m. I'm about to eat breakfast and go to sleep. And then I'm working on my other stream of income. So I got to do that and some other things. All right, Geminis. And then I got to go to the store. I really don't feel like doing school supply shopping. Ugh, yeah, find all these little pencils and okay. Geminis. Oh, thank you, Jaquan. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know. I always appreciate when y'all let me know it is accurate. All right, Geminis. Let's see. We're on the last sign, guys. Really quick. If you're watching me on TikTok, you can find this up on YouTube. I will timestamp it. Yeah, TikTokers don't get scammed. I won't DM you. The only way you can get a reading is at the link in my bio. All right. You said the school should just sell a kit that the child can pick up. You know what? They did that at my daughter's elementary school. They had that, but I was new here, so I didn't know that. So they might, I don't know if they have it for her school because we still in the same county. So they might have it. They did, but she going to middle school now, so. All right, what is the center of the reading for the Geminis? What's the center of the reading for the Geminis? Okay, resistance. That's what's going on here. Okay, so what is being resisted? Let's see, what's being resisted? Self-love. Oh my goodness. No, I'm just playing. All right, so somebody is resisting loving themselves or being selfish. I feel like this is looking more like somebody doesn't want to be selfish. All right, what role do you play here, Geminis? Excuse me. Okay, so your versatility. So first of all, so this is you then. You have manifested something. You're in a current state of manifestation. Something is comfortable for you, or you have something that you have already asked for, or something that you've already built. You are not protecting that because you want to make somebody else feel comfortable. Is kind of what I'm getting here. What have you manifested here? Information. Oh, okay. So I feel like you learned something on your own or you're self-taught. Okay. All right, what would you need to do out of self-love here? So you have information that you learned or you went through on your own. So maybe you should gatekeep something. Yeah, I feel like you need to make a certain like level of standards here for this. I would not give away this information for free. Like, this is something that, you know, somebody should charge for. Like, you know what's odd to me is when people nowadays, because I know now everything is content creation, but when people like give up their vendors, well, that's kind of odd. It's like, that's your business. Why would you tell who your vendor is or something? Like, it's something like that, I guess. All right, so I feel like you've learned this on your own. You've learned this lesson before. You're able to implement it. Now it's time for you to protect it. All right, let's get 8 cards. Let's see what else. This is similar to Aquarius's reading. You're going to see that you've been investing in something and you're the only person doing it. This is looking like a combination of the Virgo and the Aquarius reading here. So I don't know if you know a Virgo or an Aquarius. The combination I'm getting to is like, if you're trying to invest in something or share something with another individual, I would not do that. Your emotions will get involved in a scenario here. I'm also seeing too, you need to look at the example of a Virgo and an Aquarius. Look at what they went through or look at what they did. That is going to be an example of what to do or what not to do. Either way, you will know what that is. All right, let's see what else. What else are you supposed to do in confidence here? I feel like it looks like, yeah, you need to keep something to yourself. You have the information for yourself. It looks like it needs to be something that is regulated. I feel like too, you can do this for a living. Whatever this information is or whatever you've built up for yourself. It's pretty straightforward. It's a pretty simple read. I'm not trying to rush it. But it's pretty simple. What else should you do with this information, Geminis, that you have here for yourself? I don't know if you're dealing with a Cancer as well, but they did come out. And I feel like, too, there's an energy where it's time for you not to care about, I feel like, other people's emotions in this scenario. I don't know. This looks like self-preservation, Geminis. What other energy should you be in here? This looks like self-preservation needs to occur. What? Somebody has done something to spite like their own family member or their own child or something like that. And now they're anxious or worried. And I don't know what that has to do with you, but that'll be I'm gonna leave it there. Uh ooh. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm so sorry I was yawning in y'all ear because I hate when people do that. But I have been up pretty early today. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Um, I have a lot to do, so I'm hoping the way that my day is planned, I do want to do some members only videos for you guys. So yeah, make sure that y'all join as members on YouTube if you want to see any of those. And y'all know where to get the readings from. Get them just from my store. TikTok, don't get scammed. I will continue telling y'all that forever. And thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day, and I'll see y'all later.